You burn under your own sun. Your spine collapses under gravity. Your immune system attacks harmless food. And your species is destroying the very planet that keeps it alive. That's not normal. In fact, if you looked at humans from the outside, you might come to one terrifying conclusion. What if we were never meant to be here? Every animal on Earth fits its environment. Polar bears survive the Arctic. Fish breathe underwater. Birds evolved hollow bones to fly. Nature spent millions of years adapting life to this planet, except one species often seems strangely out of sync. Us. Because humans are full of contradictions. We dominate Earth more than any species in history, yet our bodies constantly break down. And the deeper scientists looked into human evolution, the stranger some of these questions became. Today, we're exploring one of the strangest scientific ideas ever discussed. The possibility that humans may not be perfectly adapted to Earth. We'll look at the biological evidence, the psychological evidence, the terrifying speed of human advancement, and the Nobel Prize-winning scientist who seriously questioned where life began. Now, to be clear, most scientists do not believe humans are aliens, but some of the mysteries surrounding human evolution are genuinely strange. And by the end of this video, you may start questioning what humanity really is. Here's something weird. Lizards sit in direct sunlight for hours. Dogs do it. Horses do it. Elephants do it. Most life on Earth handles the sun surprisingly well. You don't. You literally invented chemical creams to avoid damage from sunlight. Think about that. Your own star can damage your DNA, age your skin, and increase cancer risk. That contrast feels strange, because evolution usually creates compatibility between organisms and environment, but humans often feel unfinished. And once you look inside the body, things get even stranger. Right now, your spine is compressing under gravity, and for millions of people, that eventually becomes chronic pain. Around 60 to 80% of humans experience significant back pain during their lives. At that point, it stops feeling random and starts feeling structural. Scientists believe the problem comes from evolution itself. Our ancestors evolved on 4 limbs. Then, relatively recently, evolution pushed us upright. The result? A spine originally adapted for horizontal movement, now carrying vertical weight, like turning a suspension bridge upright and hoping it still works. And childbirth? That may be the clearest example of evolution struggling to compromise. Humans evolved larger brains and narrower hips for efficient walking. Those two adaptations collided. Scientists call this the obstetric dilemma. A baby's head barely fits through the birth canal. For most of history, childbirth was extremely dangerous. Meanwhile, many animals stand within minutes of being born. Human babies can't even hold up their own heads. We arrive unusually helpless, fragile, dependent, as if the human mind accelerated faster than the body carrying it. But the strangest part of humanity isn't physical, it's psychological. As far as we know, humans appear to be the only known species obsessed with the idea of its own ending. Animals fear danger, but humans fear existence itself. We think about death, meaning, purpose, time, and what happens after life ends. And instead of ignoring those questions, we built civilizations around them: religion, philosophy, mythology, temples, funeral rituals, entire cultures shaped by the fear of death. And from an evolutionary perspective, that's strange. Why would evolution create a brain intelligent enough to suffer psychologically? Why give a species anxiety about the future, regret about the past, and awareness of inevitable death? It's almost as if human consciousness exceeded its original survival function. Like evolution accidentally created something too self-aware, and maybe that's why humans have always looked at the sky. Because somewhere deep inside, we feel disconnected from this world. Every ecosystem on Earth operates through balance. Predators regulate prey. Plants stabilize atmospheres. Fungi recycle death back into life. Nature forms systems, cycles, loops. But humans often behave differently. We reshape ecosystems faster than they can recover. We cut forests down, pollute oceans, drive species extinct, alter the climate itself. Now, biologically speaking, humans are absolutely native to Earth. But metaphorically, our behavior sometimes resembles an invasive species, a species too powerful for the ecosystem around it. And then, In the 1970s, one of the most respected scientists alive looked at life on Earth and quietly admitted, "Something about this story feels incomplete." His name was Francis Crick, one of the men who discovered the structure of DNA, a Nobel Prize winner, a scientist whose discoveries permanently changed how we understand life itself. And in 1973, he proposed an extraordinary idea called directed panspermia. Not that humans were aliens, but that the first spark of life may not have begun on Earth at all. Specifically, that an advanced civilization may have intentionally seeded life across planets. This wasn't internet conspiracy culture. This was one of the founders of modern genetics. So why would he even consider something this radical? Because the timing of life on Earth is genuinely strange. Earth formed around 4.5 billion years ago, and life appeared relatively quickly after the planet became stable enough to support it. Geologically speaking, that's surprisingly fast. Then scientists discovered amino acids inside meteorites, the building blocks of life, traveling through space. And suddenly, the idea that biology could spread between planets didn't sound completely impossible anymore. But then, scientists discovered something even stranger, life that can survive space itself. Tardigrades, tiny microscopic organisms, and somehow, they survive conditions that should kill almost anything: radiation, extreme cold, vacuum exposure, even outer space. In 2019, thousands of tardigrades were accidentally carried to the moon aboard an Israeli spacecraft. Some scientists believe a portion of them may have survived the crash in dormant form. Think about what that means. Life may not be trapped on planets. It may travel between worlds, like cosmic seeds. And if biology can survive the journey through space, then maybe Earth wasn't the true beginning of life. Maybe it was just another chapter. But before this turns fully into science fiction, we need to talk about the explanation most scientists actually support. And honestly, it may be even more fascinating. It's called evolutionary mismatch. The idea is simple. Your biology was shaped for an ancient world humans no longer live in. Your brain evolved for tribes, not social media. Your appetite evolved for scarcity, not unlimited sugar. Your stress system evolved for predators, not constant notifications and deadlines. And your body, it's still adapting, slowly, painfully. Evolution takes millions of years. Human civilization transformed in thousands. Technology transformed in hundreds. Artificial intelligence is transforming society in decades. Biology simply can't keep up. That's why humans often feel out of sync with modern life. Not because we're aliens, but because intelligence changed our environment faster than evolution could adapt us to it. And honestly, that explanation alone may account for most of the weirdness. Except for one final mystery: the speed. Nothing in Earth's known history accelerated like humans. Nothing. Chimpanzees used primitive tools for millions of years with relatively little change. Dolphins are intelligent, social, self-aware, and after tens of millions of years, they still haven't built technology. Humans, we went from stone tools to nuclear weapons, from fire to artificial intelligence, from caves to the International Space Station in a geological instant. 200 years ago, no airplanes, no electricity grids, no internet, no satellites. Now humanity communicates instantly across the planet, builds machines that think, and sends robots to other worlds. That level of acceleration is unprecedented, and science still debates exactly why it happened so fast. Language, cooking, genetics, cooperation, collective learning, probably all of them. But the full picture still isn't complete, and that uncertainty keeps the question alive. So, are humans aliens? Probably not. The evidence for evolution is overwhelming, but the deeper you look at humanity, the stranger we become. A species that burns in its own sunlight, breaks under its own gravity, destroys its own ecosystem, and spends its existence staring into space wondering where it came from. Maybe humans aren't broken. Maybe we're unfinished. A species intelligent enough to question its own existence, but still too primitive to understand the answer. And maybe that's why we keep looking at the stars, because somewhere deep inside us, something feels familiar, something ancient, like a memory we were never supposed to keep. And if that feeling is real, then humanity's greatest discovery won't be finding alien life. It will be realizing we already are it.